sitting here with the Professor
Oh, we're already
Villamagna.
here? Wow, cool.
Yeah. You know, I just want to start with the question that everyone's wondering.
Oh, what question is that?
Are you now or have you ever taken performance enhancing drugs?
Absolutely, I never have.
No?
No, and that's the truth.
Okay. Well, I was just
Wow.
you know, because
I know, I know you've seen me out batting a few balls.
Yeah.
Out in the park, and you think, God, the guy's got to be using some kind of product because you know,
yeah,
he's got that kind of like Bond's kind of power.
Yeah.
But no, nothing. It's,
Okay.
it's all me. It's all pure.
Okay. For those who don't know, maybe a little bit about you. Tell us about your past and where you got your start in art.
I was about 5 years old, and my mom and dad were divorced, and my mom was dating a guy, and they decided to take a day and take me at 5 to the Carnegie Museum. And we didn't go to the art section. We did go to like natural history and stuff. And the thing that had the biggest impact on me was the knights in armor. And so when we got back, my grandfather always had these pads of paper around. We were living at my grandfather's house. Excuse me. And we had these. He had these pads of paper. They were graph paper from the power plant. And so I got that and a pencil, and I laid on the floor, and I was drawing these knights in armor. And the guy that my mom was dating, who she would later marry and become my stepfather, he thought they were great. And he said, wow, that looks just like the stuff we saw today. And that had a big impact on me, I think.
Yeah.
And I still remember
that
it.
early encouragement.
Yeah. And there was two things, that and one other time we were there not too long after that, and I seen a woman who was probably, I don't know how, because I was just about, maybe the second time I was 6 or 7, and there was a young lady that would probably, I'm guessing 18, 19, 20, she might have been a college student in Pittsburgh, and she was in the halls of architecture there, and she was doing one of the sculpture, and she was doing it with a blue pastel on the floor. And I thought, wow, to come into a museum and be able to draw like that, I just thought that was great. So those two incidents, I think, were major, believe it or not, yeah. Little product placement here.
Is that your, they sponsoring you?
They're my sponsor. Mm-hmm. They were going to sponsor my my car in NASCAR, and then they knew that I hated NASCAR, or they found out.
Yeah.
And so now they're
you got tired of winning every race.
Yeah. Well, I don't like that whole concept, because what I would do is I would just drive across the middle of the track to get to the, everybody else is doing all this stuff. Yeah. It didn't work out for me. So now what they're doing is buying pads and paper and stuff like that for me.
Yeah. Once you got your start in art and you knew this is what you wanted to do, where did you go from there? What kind of education did you get? What kind of?
Well, see, when I graduated high school, my mother said to me, because I didn't really know how to go to art school. Yeah. Or anything. I didn't know anything about that.
Back then.
Yeah, and I guess there was kids in my classes and stuff that went on to college, but I didn't know how you get there. I didn't know where you get the money. Yeah. All that. And so I had this dream that I would go to art school, but I had no idea how to get there. And so about a week after graduation from high school, my mom said to me, you got two choices. You can join the army or go get a job, but you're not going to sit on your dead ass around here all summer. That's what she said, And I thought, wow, and so I went looking for a job, couldn't find one. But the Ohio Unemployment Office told me that there was a new school, it was an experimental thing in Youngstown, Ohio, near Youngstown, and they said you could go there and study drafting, which wasn't really art, but you pushed a pencil. So I went to a drafting program there, and it was 1 year. It was free, and if I went to all my classes, I got $25 a week to go. And back then, $25. Yeah. That's like, well, you could probably buy a Harley Davidson. Yeah. With one $25 bill. So from that point, I ended up. After I went to that 1 year school, I got a job as a map draftsman. I drew maps for the county. And then I got drafted, and a couple days before I was supposed to leave for the Army, I joined the Air Force, and I was an illustrator for my whole 4-year time, except that in basic training. So I had a good gig in the Air Force.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, and then over the lifetime, a couple different jobs and stuff. I didn't really go to college till I was in my late 30s.
Yeah. What is your favorite part about being an artist?
My favorite part is making stuff. Seeing the final thing's nice, but hell, that only lasts like a minute.
Yeah.
And then not only that, I might not even like it later.
Yeah.
You know, but it's making it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's making it.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think, you know, the
Yeah.
product, especially if it's something that turned out well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped about that. But it is about the making it and seeing the thing happen.
Yeah. You know, your specialties working in tin and you know, things like that. That
Yeah.
you're like assembling.
Found objects.
Yeah.
Mixed media.
Yeah, stuff like that. What's your favorite thing to work in?
Well, you know, that depends.
Or is it like a situational thing?
Yeah, it's like a situational thing. But sometimes it's working with a tin. Sometimes it's working with objects. Sometimes it's working with the objects and other media. You know, what I really been wanting to do is mix painting with the tin and the painting with the objects. I don't do enough of that, and I'd like to do more of that because I like paint and I like color and so I like to do more of that stuff. So it's whatever I feel like doing at the time. But those areas, paint, mixed media, assemblage, and the metals. That conglomeration, that's my fave right there.
Is there a particular piece that you are most proud of that you have made?
I have probably this is kind of weird, but the 3 pieces that I think are probably 3 of my best. They're all owned by the state of West Virginia. They're in the West Virginia State Collection at the some of them are in the State Museum and some are in the what's called the Capitol Complex or the Cultural Center down in Charleston. And it just so happened that I would try, you know, these things turned out and I was really pumped about them, but then they end up being purchased, you know. So but yeah, and those are, you know, I feel real good about those. And sometimes I try to strive to do other things about that caliber.
Yeah.
You know.
What was your first experience working with, you know, tin, the things that you work with now? And
the tin stuff. Now the assemblage stuff that started like 20 years ago. A former girlfriend and I, we were at a used bookstore and I saw a book on the art of assemblage, and I didn't really know that there was an art form where you put junk together. I really didn't know that existed. But I love junk. I would save all these little oddball things, you know, because I liked them. And then when I saw this book, I was like, holy crap, there's people that put this stuff together and make art out of it. Man, that's for me.
Yeah.
So that got me kind of pumped, kind of excited. I didn't even know who Joseph Cornell was or any of the heavy hitter assemblage artists. Had no idea. That all came later. But I was pretty excited about that stuff. Now, as far as the tin, I had seen some work by some other tin artists, mainly a guy by the name of Bobby Hansen, and this is like about 10 years ago. But what happened was I was invited to do this show in Chicago called the Bra Show, and where like 36 artists were asked to make a bra, and so I decided to make one out of tin over plywood, big giant bra, and that was my first tin piece.
Who is your favorite student?
My favorite student. My favorite current student?
Yeah, of course.
My favorite student. Did we have some interference right there? What happened?
Yeah.
But that's my favorite student. I think that student does excellent work.
Yeah.
Has an excellent work ethic, and a really good attitude, and I think it's going to go far. And I've really said, I said, you know what? I think you're the best student I ever had.
Best you ever had?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And the whole experience you just had with having the surgery and everything, has it inspired you in any way?
Yeah, it inspired me to stay healthy.
Yeah.
If you know, I think that I have found that staying healthy and well is good, And being sick and in a hospital, flat on your back with hoses coming out of your body, not as good.
Really?
Really.
So
I thought they wouldn't be much different, but they are big time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you hear it.
Okay.
Stay healthy.
Yeah. Go to Subway. Eat right. Eat light. Of course, I don't eat the meat over there, but if you want to get meat, that's totally up to you. Hey, it's been real. Whoops, look at it. I'm slobbering. Jeez.